He's used fear to conquer his fears. Akshay Nanavati, a Marine Corps vet, now tells how his life turned for the better by dealing with fear in a whole new way. Akshay joins us right now in the Good Day Chicago studios to share his story. And it's amazing. Thank you so much for being so bold, courageous, and talking to us about what you went through, because it wasn't that long ago. You said you just gave up the alcohol about a year ago, PTSD. You struggled with that for a long time. So at what point did you say, I've hit rock bottom, I gotta get over this, gotta get out of this?
So it was about 2-3 years ago when I really got to a point where I actually considered taking my own life. And that moment, just that thought hit me hard. That's when I said something really needed to change. So I started researching neuroscience, psychology to look at how I could heal my own brain and how I could ultimately live a happy and meaningful life. And it led me to some good places, but only about a year ago did I finally sober up and transform my life as a result.
But you know what? You say that with a smile on your face, but how fearful were you that you like you say, that you weren't going to be able to do it by yourself because you were dealing with PTSD?
It was terrifying. I mean, I think I realized, though, ultimately, is that these emotions that I was going through can be channeled in a positive way. For example, I struggled with survivor's guilt. I lost a close friend of mine in the war, and I realized that guilt can be a meaningful thing. So actually now I tell myself that since I am still alive and he's not, let me use this life to do something meaningful. So all those negative emotions can just be reframed into something positive. And that's ultimately what I started to do throughout this process.
So you were dealing with guilt. What other fears were you dealing with that you didn't think that you were going to be able to overcome?
The greatest one, and this one I'm still working on, is the fear of stillness. Because all these things, you know, whether even sometimes those positive things like running or working out can be a way to run away for yourself. So alcohol was just a way to run away from myself.
So
right?
wait a minute. So define stillness for you. Having that moment where you're just sitting there and not doing anything, not drinking, not talking to anybody, not traveling.
Exactly.
So
I'm actually now working on this
stillness.
practice. Yeah, because when you sit still, so many of your demons come up, right?
They do.
And you got to wrestle with that. So now I actually do a practice where I just sit staring into a wall, no TV, no music, no painting even, so no stimuli, and just being with myself. And it's terrifying and challenging, but beautiful.
So is that like meditation then? I mean,
I do meditation as well, but in this case, I actually keep my eyes open, because I want to see what comes up. And it's terrifying. The first time I did it, I was thinking my timer's broken. I'm like, how long is this going to take? But now I'm working my way up to do it for up to 6-12 hours. I have a friend who does it for 24 hours. I'm nowhere near there yet.
Wow. But baby steps, baby steps. So let's talk about the book. Fearvana, how are you helping others get over their fears or teaching others how to use fear, make fear work for you instead of against you?
Yeah, the single most important thing is actually falling in love with fear and developing a relationship. So one thing I do is I always have this mantra, suffer now, success later. So learning to get comfortable with that discomfort. Other things you can do is visualizing the pain. So every time, for example, I go do a long run or even writing my book, I visualize myself struggling and then overcoming that struggle in my mind first.
So you isolate yourself, you say?
Isolate yourself from the fear so you're not being victimized by it, so you can understand what's causing the fear. What am I afraid of? What's the rewards on the other side of that fear? And then E is to embrace that fear. Embrace the energy, because the energy of fear can drive you forward and really become a really positive force in your life as well.
And the last one you say, the W means why. You got to deal with the why.
This is, I think, probably the most important is what is that reward waiting for you? What's the greater why? So as I said, when I lost that friend, now I know that giving back, you know, through the book, and actually we're raising money through the book, all the proceeds are going to charity as well. So having that focus on something greater than myself keeps me sober and reminds me that I'm here for something. I'm here for something meaningful.
Akshay, thank you so much. Where can people
go
if they want to get more information on Fearvana?
Fearvana.com, right
Fearvana.com. Best of luck to you.
Thank
Continue success in those baby steps.
One step at a time.
I'm going to have to try that, just that stillness, because we all struggle with that one.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure to be here.
Appreciate it.